Greetings to those of you who are watching at home. My name is Venara Scott. I'm the head coordinator of this organization known as the Mid-South Interfaith Efforts. And welcome to our monthly Interfaith Conference, April the 24th, 2010. Once again, I have Brother Rashad Sharif. He is the Imam at Masjid Al-Mu'minun in Memphis, Tennessee. And via cell phone, I have Miss Amelia Carlson from the Passion and Praises Ministry. She couldn't make it due to inclement weather. So, like I said, via cell phone, we are still having her with us today. First question, Brother Imam.
Yes.
It's been all over the internet, this South Park cartoon. And basically, have you seen the entire episode?
I saw the clips of it from Fox News. I went on the internet today.
Okay.
And read about it and saw some of the clips.
Okay. Okay. Give you a full perspective of it. It's kind of silly, but Tom Cruise and some other celebrities were being made fun of on South Park. Tom Cruise said he was going to sue South Park, and the citizen says, is there anything they could do to avoid being sued? So Tom Cruise says he wanted them to deliver, he wanted South Park to deliver to him the Prophet Muhammad. Why? He says nobody makes fun of the Prophet Muhammad for fear of being attacked by the Muslim community. Okay, and there were two Muslim extremists that were in New York City, and they threatened the creators of South Park. Now, I've been all over the internet, Facebook, MySpace, everything. Everybody's making comments about it. And pretty much what they're saying is, why don't Muslims speak out against this and other recent Muslim attacks? And what they're saying is that, well, they must think it's all right because they're not speaking out against it. And if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem type deal. So what do you say about that?
Well, I gather that some of the people who look at it that way may be people who participate by internet with your program.
Okay.
So out of respect for your program, I'm intending to be kind of light or nice on them, but it makes no sense.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, it would be nice, I guess, it must feel nice to sit on your couch and watch TV or sit in front of your computer and see something or hear something and put together some kind of imaginary relationship that you think is logical.
Okay.
And make comments that people ought to do this and people ought to do that, and if they don't do what strikes my mind, it must mean this and it must mean that. But maybe it's just the fact that I'm in the situation as a Muslim leader.
Okay.
And I know it's a waste of time, it's a bunch of foolishness to try to stop someone who thinks very, very, very differently from me, from their ideas by me making a pronouncement, because they don't listen to me. If they listened to me, they wouldn't be thinking that. So I'm not on their radar. I'm not a person they pay attention to.
Right.
So I would only be making something in order to entertain somebody who thinks they're an intelligent spectator. Okay? But they're expecting me, they would be expecting me to do nonsensical things.
Okay.
Okay? The people who listen to level-headed Muslims like me, they're not the ones who are doing these things.
Okay.
The people who are doing these things, they got somebody else that they listen to. I don't know who they listen to. I don't know how to contact them. Okay? And if some spectator imagines that I'm going to go through the internet or through some kind of newspaper and get a message to some other leader who already has decided to teach a very different thing. Okay? They didn't make that decision like thinking that, well, I'll teach this way if Rashad Sharif in Memphis agrees. They, I count for nothing. In their opinion. They already made their decision. And I don't know them.
Okay.
I don't meet them.
Okay.
They don't listen to me. They don't come to me for advice.
Okay.
There must be a parallel somewhere, okay? If there's some kind of radical religious group from some other religious organization,
Okay.
out in the woods somewhere, planning a revolution, and you say, well, Billy Graham ought to say something, okay? They're not paying attention to Billy Graham,
Right.
and Billy Graham has no influence on them.
Okay.
It's just a spectator making up ideas.
Okay.
From an outside, it really makes no sense. This is my insider report.
Okay.
That expectation makes no sense.
Okay.
Okay. As a matter of fact, the Muslims have issued so many clear statements, so many denials, and plus our condemnations that we make. A lot of them are just sitting in some editor's inbox, waiting for them to decide if it's worth their space on their agenda of how they want to broadcast their news.
Okay.
If you look to the Muslim news of all the organizations that I know,
Okay.
we give very sensible, level-headed teachings, level-headed advice.
Okay.
And when we send our condemnations to, I guess what, Associated Press, UPI, Network News, all we can do is send it. We can't make them run.
Right.
Oh, and by the way,
Okay.
I've looked at South Park a few minutes in my life,
Okay.
and some programs, okay? And, you know, the people behind South Park, I don't think they would feel insulted at all if I were to say that they are probably very successful financially by being in the business of stirring up stuff. So it's another victory for them that they've stirred up some stuff. And they probably have ensured their longevity as a controversial program that's not afraid to do this and not afraid to do that. That's their business. You know, I'm not a subsidiary of South Park.
Right.
I'm not to be judged by South Park. South Park is a whole different world. Terrorists are a whole different world. I'm like the normal, wholesome living type life.
Right.
And I'm not to be judged by South Park or terrorists.
Okay. Now, but do you think it's every Muslim's duty once a terrorist action has happened? Do you think it is their duty to get out there and tell the world? Because there are going to be plenty of people who speak out against Islam and use that as a weapon against Islam. Do you think it's the duty of every Muslim to get out there and say, hey, we don't believe in this, and to actually get out there and debate these people? Because not just these two people are debating each other. There are going to be some sort of agnostic type people who are just kind of floating and saying, well, Islam could be a bad religion, because that's true. I haven't seen any Muslims debating this issue or speaking against it. So do you think that more Muslims should get out? I know that you say that there have been some. Do you think more Muslims should get out there and speak against it?
No, I'm not saying there have been some. I'm saying there have been many thorough position statements. I am saying that the Muslims are not puppets of spectators, and that every idea a spectator comes up with, we got to jump do what they say they expect. Okay, we're deeper than that. Okay. Now, falsehood is falsehood, and if people love falsehood, that's just what they're going to be eating on and feeding on all day long. And it's, truth is more important than falsehood.
Right.
Now, the Quran says you put truth against falsehood, and it knocks out the brains of falsehood.
Okay.
My idea of how to kill South Park is to not be part of the audience. So that's my part. Okay. Other people's idea